Hello everyone, my name is Hotel Delta, and today what I've got for you guys is another full game idea that I haven't sort of done for a while, but this one is going to be absolutely mental, so I do suggest you guys try and stay for the whole thing, because what would be absolutely awesome is if this actually got viewed by anyone who works on Call of Duty, anything like that. I've been working a long time on this idea, so a lot of work has gone into this, so I hope you guys do enjoy this, and it is probably going to be a long video, so I would sit back for this one, but I have written a few things down, and I'm going to share it with you guys. So basically this is a full idea for an entire Call of Duty game, so the setting, the story, the everything, this is literally everything all in one video for you guys. I've probably teased it a little bit on my social media, so I do hope you enjoy this. So first of all, we're going to go over the game overview. So I've kind of written these in the way that Activision would write these, so they are very trying to like sell the game in a way. Like I try to make this look as legit as possible, and this is the only place I've shared this information, because otherwise people might think it is actually real or something like that. I don't want to mislead people. So first of all, we've got the game overview. And what I've written for this is returning to the roots of Call of Duty's boots on the ground historical warfare, infantry focused gun-on-gun combat. Raven's first main installment in the franchise, Call of Duty Borderlands, boldly looks back to the past, exploring a previously untouched time period of slavery and civil war between the United States of America and the Confederacy, throwing players into a deep conspiracy while also delivering 3 epic modes: campaign, multiplayer and zombies, each with a distinct and individual setting. So immediately what I put in there is the game is called Call of Duty Borderlands even, and it is set in the American Civil War, which is the 1860s, I believe. And this is going to be made by Raven, who are one of the developers who are currently making Call of Duty Modern Warfare remasters, and they've worked on Call of Duty Online, and they've helped with some other Call of Duty projects as well. I only put Raven because this might go into a 4-year development cycle down the sort of further down the line when they're working on Call of Duty, and maybe this will be the 4th development studio. I didn't want to put Treyarch or anything because they've just come out with Black Ops 3, so I thought I'd put Raven, but honestly you can insert anything you want there. It's just basically for it to look good. Next, this one's mainly on the campaign, but this kind of overviews everything. It says, the precursor of modern combat. So I put here, for the first time ever in campaign, players will play through an emotional single-player story as a civilian with his family and friends dragged into combat during the American Civil War, while also unraveling a dark underlying truth of the corrupt New World Order. In multiplayer, the war is experienced on a global scale, breaking away from the events happening in 1860s America, and broadening out to worldwide conflict, featuring a variety of different MP maps and deep customization. Zombies features an all-new story and cast set in a disturbing vision of hell, setting the tone for a truly terrifying cooperative experience. So I do use big words here because I know Activision and all the development studios use these kind of words to try and sell the game. So it is trying to make it sound as cool as possible, because I honestly do think this idea is awesome. I've got some more stuff that I'm going to share with you guys in a minute, like a full weapon list and everything. It's absolutely mad. So next, for the multiplayer description, we got a multiplayer to never forget. With the first major weaponization of muzzle loading and single shot firearms on a large scale, Borderlands engages players in one of the most balanced online experiences to date. Set in an alternative 1865 where the American Civil War has triggered the first global conflict, choosing your weapon has never been so important. For those one-shot kills, muskets offer unparalleled damage but slow reloads. Modern lever-action rifles and revolvers offer a faster fire rate with increased mobility, but you pay the price of reduced stopping power. With heavy customization, soldiers and weapons in the new Gunsmith can be personalized to any individual. Expect classic Call of Duty with a layer of new content keeping players entertained. Now for the zombies mode. This one's a little bit cool, so I worked a little bit on this. It's kind of like Mob the Dead, so that's where this idea comes from. It says, a co-op not for the faint-hearted. In Borderlands' twist on the classic zombies cooperative mode, a new crew of soldiers are thrown into a nightmare beyond belief. A truly horrific vision of the afterlife is portrayed in this survival horror story. In cooperation with Treyarch, the birthplace of the Call of Duty Zombies mode, Raven is delivering the scariest experience yet in a COD game. 4 lost souls must break free from the torturous hell of a dimension where their homelands have been overrun with the undead, and strange paranormal powers manipulate their every step. So that's basically a description of everything in the game. Now I'm going to go into a little bit more detail. So obviously the name of the game is Call of Duty Borderlands. The developer in this is just for the moment going to be Raven, publisher Activision Incorporated, of course. The genres is first person shooter as you'd expect, survival horror for the zombies portion, and historical because this is set in the past. Modes, we've got campaign, which is solo only. It's a single player experience. We have multiplayer and zombies. We have platforms. I wouldn't expect this to come to last gen, because if we're going to make an old-fashioned game, I'd like it to look as best as it can, so just current gen, so that's PS4, Xbox One and PC. The setting is the American Civil War, as I've mentioned before, which is from April 12th, 1861 to May 9th, 1865, while the multiplayer takes place in an alternate 1865 where it's about a global conflict that's happened, so kind of like the First World War but in 1865. For the factions, we've got civilians, which is who you play as during the campaign. We have the Union, which are the good guys in the campaign, and the Confederacy, which are the bad guys. If we go down further, we have the editions, which is Standard Edition, which is just the full game, the Digital Edition, which is the full game as a download, the Prestige Edition, because I'd rather name these back like the old ones, because Pro Edition, I think Prestige sounded better. So we've got the full game, a Steelbook case, the Season Pass, and bonus in-game content, and then obviously we've got the Digital Prestige Edition as well, which comes with all that, plus some more digital content. This one's pretty cool. So a pre-order bonus I come up with is a map called Eroded. So this is a multiplayer map remake of Modern Warfare 2's Rust. Now, since Raven are working on Modern Warfare remasters, I kind of figured they have the rights to the Modern Warfare trilogy, so them remaking Rust as a pre-order bonus map doesn't really, I think that could actually work, so that's something I put there. Season Pass bonuses, we have a new zombies map called Purgatory, which is basically kind of sort of a sequel to the base map we're getting, which I'll talk about in a little bit. We also get a Borderlands personalization pack with the Season Pass, which is themed calling card, emblems, decals, and a skin. We're calling them skins now instead of camos because it's more realistic. They're more like skins. I don't know why they call them camos. They're not really camouflages. They're more like skins. The release date for this game would probably be something around like November 3rd, 2020 or something like that, which means the reveal would probably happen around May 9th, 2020. I've also come up with I've worked so hard at this. Like we have a reveal trailer song as well. Like you can kind of imagine this working with the theme of the game, which is Linkin Park, Somewhere I Belong, the Tyler Clark remix. If you haven't heard that, definitely listen to that. It's going to run in the background of this video, and it's also basically going to be the reveal trailer music for this game if there was one. And for the multiplayer reveal trailer, the song I kind of found that was really good for this is The Prodigy Voodoo People, which is the Pendulum remix. That's pretty awesome. So for the DLC season, so this is after the game comes out, so basically the 2021 DLC season this would be, it's going to be done a little bit differently. So we got seasonal drops now, which gives free content, so free weapons, free maps and stuff. We have 4 of them, one for winter, one for summer, one for spring, one for autumn, which is the last one. They include new weapons. 2 of the new weapons I've come up with is Drop Breach, which is a wheel lock rifle, and the Lefau, I don't know if I said that right. It's basically a 20-shot double barrel revolver, and all of these are weapons that were used in the Civil War, so you can have a look at them when we go through the weapons list. Then we also have the main DLC packs like we always get with a Call of Duty game. So there's 4 DLC packs. The first one is called Proclamation, the second one is called Avenging, the third one is called Intervention, and the fourth one is called Negation. And if you didn't catch on to that actually spells out pain, P-A-I-N, just like the Black Ops 1 map pack spelled out fear. So I thought that was a cool little thing to throw in there. So again, spend a long time with the names on these kind of things. And they don't include zombies maps, so the DLC packs just include 5 multiplayer maps. We're actually doing the zombies maps differently, so they would be expansions. So we'd have expansion 1, expansion 2, expansion 3, and expansion 4, which are all just one zombie map, which is released separately from the DLC pack, so they can be more of a bigger thing, if you get me, because there's going to be a big emphasis on zombies in this. And one of the zombies maps I've come up for in this that would be in the DLC season is one called Paradox, which is kind of the end. That's the last zombies map. And the other one I came up for, which was in the first DLC pack, is one called Evil's Cove. I've done a Black Ops 3 map idea on this, so if you want more information about that, I'll leave a link in the description to that, because I basically did one for Black Ops 3, but this would be essentially the same thing. As we go down now, we sort of get we talk about some more details about multiplayer. So this moves to a pick 9 system now, rather than pick 10 allocation slots. And the reason for that is because the merger between lethal and tactical just becomes equipment, because there's not many lethal and tactical equipment they used back in the Civil War, so it's just merged into one big equipment slot, which means there's no need for pick 10, it's now gone down to pick 9. And here we've got the actual weapons list, so this is going to be quite mad, so bear with me here. So first of all, we're going to go over the primaries, and we're going to start with the rifles. We have the Model 1863, which is a percussion lock rifle musket. We also have the Fayetteville, which is a tape primer musket. We have the Model 1816, which is a flintlock musket. We have the Henry rifle, which is a lever action rifle. And we have the Drop Breach, which is coming in the DLC season, which is a wheel lock rifle. Then we got the Carbines. This is going to be a separate slot. We have the Maynard Carbine, which is break action. We have the Sharps Carbine, which is fall in block action. We have the Volcanic Carbine, which is lever action. And we have the Colt 1855, which is a revolving rifle. For shotguns, we have one shotgun, and that's the double barrel, break action. Obviously, you've seen that in World at War. We have 2 sniper rifles, the Brown rifle and the Whitworth. They are both percussion lock. We have 2 specials, the bow and arrow and the crossbow. In the secondaries, we have pistols. We have the volcanic pistol, which is lever action, the naval musket, which is single action, and the Butterfield, which is a pepper box musket, which is mad, basically like a shotgun handgun. It's incredible. For revolvers, we have the Model 1860, which is a single action fan hammer weapon. We have the new Model Army, which we've seen in the Buried Zombies map, which is a double action revolver. We have the Dragoon, which is a high caliber single action revolver, kind of like a 44 Magnum. We have the Lamat, which is a single action shotgun revolver. We've seen a model of it in Advanced Warfare, but this will be the actual thing. And we have the Lafau, which is the double barreled one that's coming in the DLC season. For the melee weapons, we have a Bowie knife, a artillery sword, a saber, an officer's sword, a cutlass, and a cavalry sword on the base game. For equipment, we have the Ketchum grenade, the hand grenade, the dynamite, and the landmine. The Ketchum grenade is basically it looks like a Nerf like rugby thing that you throw, like you throw it and it explodes on impact. The hand grenade looks like a cannonball, which is basically your frag grenade. You can cook it and everything. Dynamite is basically a C4, and a landmine is kind of like a trip mine. For the score streaks, we have TNT, Scouts, Care Package, Counter Scouts, Weapon Crate, Gatling Gun, Rocket Strike, Armor Plating, Support Rifleman, Bombardment, Cavalry, Attack Dogs, and Artillery. They're all mostly self-explanatory. The TNT is basically like a massive C4. The Scouts are kind of like a UAV. They're like two guys with binoculars outside the map that scan around for enemies on your mini-map. Care Package is what it said. It's fired from artillery outside the map and it lands via parachute. Counter Scouts, exactly what you would expect them to be, is basically the Scouts, but they have sniper rifles and they take out the enemy Scouts. Weapon Crate, kind of like how it was in Ghost, you can get weapons from it, as well as ammo. We have the Rocket Strike, the Gatling Gun, which is like a sentry gun, but you have to man it, but you can move it around. You have the Rocket Strike, which is kind of like your lightning strike. You target 3 locations and then rocket launches outside the map, launch them locations. You have Armor Plating, which is kind of like your ballistic vest. You have Support Rifleman, which is kind of like Support Squad Mate in Ghost, but it's a guy with a rifle, a musket, and he follows you around. You have Bombardment, which is kind of like the mortar team in Black Ops 1. You select location, it just gets bombarded by small caliber cannonballs. Then you have Cavalry, which calls in 3 sword cavalry members on horses. You have Attack Dogs, which is what they are, what you expect them to be. And Artillery, which is kind of like the Swarm in Black Ops 2, but it's just like massive cannonballs just hitting everywhere. It's pretty cool. For the perks, we have, in the perk 1 slot, we have Sixth Sense, Flak Armor, Blind Eye, and Ghost. Flak Armor being basically Flak Jacket, and Sixth Sense being similar to how it was in Black Ops 3, but without making a sound. In perk 2, we have Fast Hands, Scavenger, Incognito, and Anti-Up. Incognito is basically hardwired, just a different name for it because hardwired doesn't fit into the setting very well. In perk 3, we have Dead Silence, Gung-Ho, Awareness, and Good Intel. Good Intel, I believe, is, I'll have to check up what that is, but that is something that I put in there as well. But basically, each perk slot has 4 perks. In the wildcards, we have everything basically bar Tactician, because there's no tacticals. You have Primary Gunfire, Secondary Gunfire, Overkill, Danger Close, perk 1 greed, perk 2 greed, and perk 3 greed. So that is basically everything overviewing. I can't go on for too long because otherwise this video is going to be beyond too long, but I might break this up a little bit more if you guys want more intel on this game. So basically, if you guys basically had no idea what I just talked about, this is a game idea. Everything I've just told you today is an idea. Everything you have seen I've made myself, either via Photoshop or notes. And I would very much love this game to be made. If Activision or any of the Call of Duty development studios or anyone who works within the Call of Duty machine were to view this video, then thank you for watching if that's the case. If you're just someone else, just share this video around if you can, if you enjoy this idea, because I think it would be awesome to have a Call of Duty game set in the American Civil War, in this kind of thing where it's been thought out so well. You have a really good story in the campaign that features, you know, the New World Order, Illuminati, as well as slavery, the battle between the Confederacy and the Union. Then in the zombies, you have some horrific hell story which is based on Mob of the Dead, and then in the multiplayer you have something that's really balanced where you have the muskets and the lever actions where there's this good gunplay going on. So yeah, I think it's an awesome idea. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below, and if you want me to see if you want to see me do another video on this, then I will be happy to do that. So anyway, thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Hotel Delta out.